Welcome, my friend. This is the Sleepy Hub for sleepy learning and more. In this sleepy session, we are learning together about how to better be friends with our emotions. But before we begin, let's take a moment to get totally comfortable. Whether you're lying in bed, tucked under warm blankets, or sitting in a quiet corner of your room, this time is just for you. Allow your body to soften. Gently close your eyes if you'd like, and let your breath move in and out at its own calm pace. Let's take a little journey through your body, giving each part permission to rest. Start at the top of your head, where thoughts tend to buzz and swirl. Imagine a warm, golden light washing over your forehead, easing away the day's worries. Feel it slide down to your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw. If you've been holding tension there, unclench now. Your face can rest. The golden light drifts down your neck and shoulders, where so often we carry the weight of unspoken feelings. Let it melt away, down through your arms and into your hands, all the way to your fingertips. They too can be soft. Your chest rises and falls gently with each breath, like waves on a calm sea. Your stomach, sometimes knotted when emotions run high, is allowed to relax fully now. The light moves through your hips, your thighs, your knees. It flows like a quiet river through your legs, ankles and feet, until even your toes feel warm and peaceful. Your whole body is resting now. And here, in this safe space, we will talk about something so important, yet so gentle: our emotions. Emotions are like little messengers, arriving in waves, sometimes strong, sometimes quiet. They can feel confusing, overwhelming, or even frustrating. But they are not enemies. They are teachers, companions, part of being alive. Tonight, I will share with you a story of emotions, how to understand them, how to listen to them, and how to care for them the way you would care for a dear friend. This is not about fixing yourself or pushing feelings away. It's about learning to breathe with them, to walk with them, and to find peace in their company. As we move through this journey together, you may drift into sleep. That's perfectly all right. Let the words flow around you like a soft lullaby. Your heart will hear what it needs to hear, even if your mind is already dreaming. So, let's begin our journey into the gentle art of regulating emotions. Chapter 1. Meeting your emotions. Close your eyes now if you haven't already. Let your body sink a little deeper into where you're resting. Your shoulders soften, your jaw loosens, your arms and legs grow heavy, as if the earth herself is holding you gently. Take one slow breath in and let it out just as slowly. There is nothing you need to do right now, nothing to fix, nothing to prove. You are safe here. As you listen, imagine a gentle golden light above your head. With each breath, this light drifts down, wrapping around you like the warmest blanket. It soothes the space around your eyes, then your cheeks, then your throat. With every breath, your body grows lighter, yet more grounded, as though this light is both lifting you and cradling you at once. This light carries with it an invitation to meet your emotions, not as strangers, not as enemies, but as old friends you may not have spoken to in a while. Think of your emotions as messengers. Each one carries a note, a signal, a whisper from your inner self. Sometimes the notes are gentle, like, "You are safe, you are loved." Other times they are urgent, shouting, "Pay attention." And sometimes they show up clumsy, awkward, or overwhelming, like a friend who doesn't know the right words, but desperately wants to be heard. For many of us, emotions have felt confusing. Maybe you were told they were too much. Maybe you learned to hide them, or to feel ashamed of them. Maybe you thought emotions were something to control, rather than understand. But here, in this soft, safe moment, we will do something different. Here, we invite them in. Picture yourself in a cozy room, warm light spilling across wooden floors, a gentle fire crackling nearby. There's a big chair you can sink into, and beside you, a little table with a teapot waiting. This is your inner home. And in this home, your emotions can visit, one by one. You hear a knock at the door. When you open it, you don't know which emotion you'll find. It could be happiness with flowers in hand. It could be sadness carrying a lantern, quietly stepping inside. It could be anger, pacing restlessly on the porch, or fear, shivering, needing reassurance. No matter who it is, you let them in. You guide them to a seat. You pour them tea. You say, "I see you. I hear you. You are welcome here." Because that is the secret. Emotions soften when they are acknowledged. Like children, they only grow louder when ignored. But when you sit with them, breathe with them, ask them what they need, they begin to relax. Let's practice that now. Imagine an emotion that has been visiting you often. Perhaps it's worry, or joy, or sadness. Whatever comes to mind, let it take a shape in your imagination. Maybe it looks like a person. Maybe it looks like an animal, or even just a swirl of color. Let it sit across from you at the table. Look at it with gentle curiosity. You might ask, "What message do you have for me?" And then simply listen. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Notice how your body responds. Does your chest feel heavy? Does your breath quicken? Do your shoulders tense? Or does your stomach flutter? These are all ways your emotion speaks. The body is the doorway. Take a breath in. As you exhale, send kindness to that part of your body. You might whisper softly to yourself, "It's okay. I'm here. You are safe." Meeting emotions is not about changing them right away. It's about being present with them, letting them know they are not alone. Like a friend who only needed someone to sit beside them, your emotions are often less frightening when you welcome them. Sometimes emotions are like weather. A storm may roll in. Rain, thunder, heavy winds. It feels overwhelming. But no storm lasts forever. The sky's clear, the sun returns, and the earth feels refreshed. Your emotions are like that. They come, they move through, and they go. You don't have to stop the storm. You only need to shelter safely and wait, knowing it will pass. Other times, emotions are like letters in your mailbox. Each one holds information. Some are short and sweet. You're happy because you're doing something you love. Some are long and messy. You're frustrated because your needs weren't met, and you want to feel respected. If you throw them all away without opening them, you lose the message. But if you read them with patience, you begin to understand what your inner world is trying to tell you. The more often you practice this, inviting emotions in, listening without judgment, the more fluent you become in the language of your heart. And suddenly, emotions that once felt like noisy intruders begin to feel like trusted companions. Take a moment now to breathe again. In through your nose, slow and steady, and out through your mouth, soft and gentle. As you exhale, Picture yourself sitting in that cozy room, the golden light glowing all around you, your emotions safe and cared for beside you. You are not your emotions. You are the space that holds them, the sky that carries every cloud, every ray of sunlight, every breeze. And just like the sky, you remain vast and steady, no matter what weather passes through. So tonight, as you drift into rest, let this be your anchor. My emotions are messengers. I can meet them with kindness. I am safe. And when you're ready, let your body grow even heavier. Feel the comfort of knowing you do not have to push anything away. You only have to welcome what arrives and gently let it move through. Sleep now is another visitor at your door, and you may welcome it too with open arms. Chapter 2: Understanding Anger. Imagine a small fire glowing in the hearth of a cottage on a quiet night. Its flames flicker and dance, casting light and warmth. When tended carefully, the fire gives comfort, keeping the cottage safe against the chill. But left untended, if the logs pile too high or the sparks leap out, it can grow wild, overwhelming, and even dangerous. Anger is much the same. It often begins as a spark, a sudden rush of heat in your body. Perhaps you felt your chest tighten, or your hands clench, or your face flush warm. These are the body's little alarms, telling you that anger has arrived. It's as though the fire has been lit, and the flames are asking for your attention. But here's something many people don't realize. Anger is rarely the whole story. Beneath that flame, there is often something softer: fear, sadness, or a sense of being hurt. Anger rushes in like a protector, bold and fiery, to guard what feels vulnerable inside. In this way, anger is like a guardian at the gate, standing tall to defend your boundaries. Imagine for a moment that you are walking through a forest and you come across a bear standing on the path. It growls and seems fierce, but perhaps it is simply guarding its cubs. In the same way, when anger shows up in your life, it is often guarding something tender within you. The next time you feel anger rising, pause. Notice the warmth in your body, the tension in your jaw or shoulders, the energy that wants to burst out. Then gently ask yourself, what is this fire protecting? What lies beneath it? You may find sadness there, or a need to be heard, or a desire for fairness. Understanding anger doesn't mean putting out the fire altogether. It means learning how to sit by it safely, to feel its warmth without letting it burn the house down. Anger, when tended with care, can give you courage. It can show you where your boundaries are, what matters most, and where something in your life needs attention. So as you drift tonight, imagine yourself sitting beside a small, steady flame. You feel its glow, but you are not afraid. The fire is your companion, a reminder of your strength and your right to protect what is precious. You breathe deeply, watching the flames soften and quiet, until only gentle embers remain, glowing with calm. Chapter 3: Befriending Sadness. Picture yourself standing in the doorway of a quiet cottage on a rainy evening. The air is cool and damp, the sky heavy with clouds. A soft knock sounds at the door. When you open it, you find a visitor waiting. They hold a lantern, its light dim and flickering, and their face is calm but solemn. This visitor is sadness. Many people see sadness arrive and quickly slam the door, hoping it will go away. They distract themselves, stay busy, or pretend the knock never happened. But sadness is patient. It doesn't storm off in anger. It waits quietly until you are ready to open the door. And when you finally let it in, you realize that it doesn't come to harm you. It comes to sit quietly, to remind you of what matters. Inside the cottage, you offer sadness a chair near the fire. It doesn't need much. No grand welcome, no endless questions, just space. It sets its lantern down, and the flame glows softly in the room. You notice how the firelight catches the tears in its eyes, but there is something tender there too, something human. Sadness often carries stories of love and loss. Perhaps you felt it when someone dear to you was gone, or when a chapter of your life closed, or when a dream slipped from your hands. Sadness arrives to honor these moments. It whispers, "This mattered. This touched you. This was precious tears. When they come, are not weakness. They are the river that carries love from the heart into the world, letting it flow instead of stagnate." Imagine sitting beside sadness, listening as it speaks softly. Its voice is gentle, like rain on the roof. It may say, "You loved so deeply," or "You cared more than words could hold." It may simply hum quietly, a melody of longing and remembrance. And as you sit together, you begin to notice something surprising. Your body feels lighter. The heaviness you carried loosens a little. Sadness, when welcomed, has a way of softening its own weight. Think of sadness as a weeping willow by a quiet pond. Its branches dip into the water, heavy with dew. At first glance, it looks mournful, but if you sit under its shade, you find comfort. Its leaves whisper secrets of patience. Its stillness teaches you how to pause. And the pond reflects the beauty of both sorrow and peace intertwined. In our culture, many are taught to fear sadness, to avoid it at all costs. But what if sadness is not an enemy? What if sadness is a companion, a friend who holds the mirror of your heart? If you let it sit beside you, you might discover its hidden gifts: depth, empathy, compassion, the ability to feel joy more fully when it returns. Imagine again the rain outside your window. At first it may seem gloomy, but listen closely. The steady patter of drops becomes a rhythm, soothing and steady. You realize the rain is nourishing the earth, filling rivers, feeding the roots of trees. Your sadness, too, is nourishment. It waters the soil of your heart, allowing compassion to grow. Sometimes sadness asks only that you rest, to stop striving, to stop pushing, to simply be still. Think of the times you've wrapped yourself in a blanket, lying quietly with your feelings. Perhaps you cried, perhaps you didn't, but afterward, you may have felt cleansed, renewed, ready for the next moment. That is sadness doing its quiet work. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to demand that it leave quickly. Sadness knows how to move on its own. Like the clouds drifting across the sky, it will eventually pass. And when it does, the air feels fresher, the light brighter. Tonight, as you rest, picture yourself sitting with sadness at the fireside. It holds its lantern still, casting a soft glow around the room. You sip tea together in silence. There are no demands, no arguments, no need to solve anything, just presence, just the honesty of being with what is real. And when you're ready, imagine sadness rising from its chair. It takes its lantern, bows gently, and walks back into the night. The rain has lightened, the clouds have begun to part. In the space sadness leaves behind, there is quiet, there is peace, and there is a deeper appreciation for the love and meaning that gave sadness a reason to visit in the first place. So, dear friend, if sadness knocks on your door again, you don't need to fear it. You don't need to turn it away. Open the door, let it sit a while, and know that it comes bearing truth and tenderness. Sadness is proof that you have loved, that you have cared, that your heart is alive. And as you drift now towards sleep, let yourself imagine the gentle rain fading to silence, the willow swaying softly by the pond, and the lantern's light slowly dimming until all that remains is rest. Chapter 4. Welcoming Joy. Imagine waking early on a spring morning. The world is quiet, the air fresh, and through your window a soft beam of sunlight slips across the floor. Outside, a bird perches on a branch, singing as though the whole world is listening. This is what joy often feels like: sudden, bright, and alive, even in the simplest of moments. Joy doesn't always arrive with trumpets or fireworks. More often, it tiptoes in softly, like that morning sun or the flutter of wings at your window. It can be found in the first sip of warm tea, in the laughter of a friend, or in the way music sways through a quiet room. Joy is not a rare treasure hidden far away. It is woven into the fabric of everyday life, waiting to be noticed. Some people think joy means big celebrations, parties, milestones, or dramatic moments of success. But joy also lives in the ordinary. In fact, it thrives there. A smile shared across a table, the scent of bread baking, the comfort of your favorite blanket. Each of these carries joy in its own gentle way. Think of joy as a small bird that lands on your shoulder. If you chase it or demand that it stay, it will flutter away, startled. But if you breathe deeply, relax, and simply notice its presence, the bird may linger, singing softly in your ear. Joy is delicate like that, most at home when we welcome it without pressure. Sometimes we forget to notice joy, especially when life feels heavy. But joy is resilient. Even in difficult times, it finds ways to slip through the cracks. Have you ever laughed during a hard day, or felt warmth in your chest despite sadness? That is joy, reminding you that light and shadow can share the same sky. There's a secret doorway to joy, and that doorway is gratitude. When you pause to notice something good, however small, you invite joy to sit beside you, whispering thank you for a cool breeze, a kind word, or even the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat creates space for joy to bloom. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand. It only needs to be sincere. Picture yourself walking through a meadow of wildflowers. Each bloom is a small joy, a memory, a kindness, a moment of ease. As you walk slowly, you pause to touch the petals, breathing in their scent, whispering thank you. The more you notice, the more flowers seem to appear, until the whole meadow glows with color. That is how gratitude multiplies joy. Joy also has a playful side. It loves to surprise you, like an unexpected rainbow after rain, or a favorite song playing in the background when you needed it most. Sometimes it bubbles up for no reason at all. An unexplainable lightness, a sudden smile. These are gifts, little reminders that life itself is worth delighting in. And yet, joy is not fragile. It doesn't disappear when sadness, anger, or fear are present. In fact, it often coexists with them. Joy is the light that shines even through cracks in the walls, proving that your heart can hold many feelings at once. Welcoming joy doesn't mean ignoring the harder emotions. It means allowing joy to sit alongside them, like sunlight streaming into a room where shadows also live. Tonight, as you rest, imagine joy as that golden bird perched nearby. It doesn't ask anything of you. It doesn't require perfection or achievement. It only wants to be noticed. You might recall one small thing from your day that made you smile, however briefly. Hold it gently in your mind, like a flower in your hands. Let gratitude be the soil, and joy will be the bloom. As you breathe slowly, picture joy spreading through you like warm sunlight, from the crown of your head, down your shoulders, into your chest, arms, and fingertips, flowing down your spine, your legs, all the way to your toes. Every part of you bathed in light, glowing softly, like the meadow at dawn. And then, as you drift further into rest, imagine that bird of joy folding its wings and nestling close, content to stay with you through the night. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to hold tight. Just by welcoming it, joy will linger, ready to greet you again in the morning. Chapter 5. Understanding Fear. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a quiet forest at dusk. The trees are tall, their branches stretching like arms into the fading light. The air is cool, and all around you the forest hums with life. Rustling leaves, distant bird calls, the soft snap of twigs underfoot. Suddenly, you hear a sound you don't recognize. Your heart quickens, your breath catches. In that moment, you feel it. Fear. Fear has walked beside humanity for as long as we've been alive. It is ancient, older than any story, older than any language. Long ago, fear kept our ancestors safe. It whispered warnings when danger lurked in the shadows. It told them when to run, when to hide, when to stay alert. Without fear, they would not have survived. And so, even today, fear still lives within us, not to punish, but to protect. Think of fear as a guard dog, loyal, watchful, always ready to bark. Sometimes the bark comes when there's true danger, like stepping too close to fire or walking into the path of a car. But other times, fear barks at the wind, loud and urgent, even when nothing is truly wrong. The dog doesn't mean harm, it only wants to keep you safe. The trick is learning when to thank the dog and gently tell it, "It's all right, I see you, but we are safe." Fear often shows itself through the body. Your chest may tighten, your palms may sweat, your legs might tremble as if preparing to run. These sensations can feel overwhelming, but they are simply your body's way of saying, "Be alert." They are signals, not punishments. A racing heart is not an enemy. It is your body practicing readiness. Now imagine sitting on a quiet bench, and beside you sits fear. Not as a monster or shadow, but as a small, jittery companion, wringing its hands and looking around nervously. You notice its worried eyes, its fidgeting. Instead of pushing it away, you place a gentle hand on its shoulder. "I see you," you whisper. "You're trying to help me. Thank you. But right now, I am safe." When you treat fear this way, it begins to soften. Its frantic energy slows, its breathing steadies, and sometimes you discover something hidden beneath it. Fear often covers other emotions, like sadness that you might lose someone, or love that is so deep it aches to be protected. When you listen closely, fear tells you what matters most. Think of a child afraid of the dark. The fear isn't about the darkness itself. It's about wanting safety, comfort, reassurance. In the same way, your fear isn't trying to frighten you. It's trying to remind you what you value, the people you love, the dreams you carry, the life you long to live. There's a powerful thing you can do when fear feels too heavy. Speak it aloud. Whisper it softly into the night air. Write it down in a notebook. Share it with someone you trust. Fear does not like to be trapped inside. When you give it words, it often shrinks, like shadows that disappear when the light comes on. And sometimes, the bravest act is simply to breathe with fear. Place your hand over your heart, feel its steady rhythm and say, I am safe in this moment. Each breath reminds you that you are alive, here, carried by the same heartbeat that has guided you through every moment so far. Remember, without fear, there would be no courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is walking forward, even while fear trembles beside you. Fear says, this matters too much to lose. Courage replies, yes, and I will walk anyway. Tonight, as you rest, if fear lingers at the edges of your mind, don't chase it away. Instead, invite it to sit quietly at your bedside. Picture it like that watchful dog curled at your feet, keeping guard while you drift into dreams. It may bark from time to time, but you know now how to soothe it, how to remind it and yourself that you are safe. Imagine lying in a meadow under the night sky. Fear sits beside you, watchful but calm, while above you the stars scatter across the heavens. Each star glows with a memory of times you felt afraid but carried on anyway. Together they form a constellation of courage, proof that you have always found your way through. Fear is not the end of the story, it is only a chapter, and with each breath, with each gentle whisper, you learn that fear is not your enemy. It is a guide, a companion, a reminder of what you love most. So let yourself rest tonight, knowing this. Fear may knock, but it does not own the house of your heart. You are the keeper of the door. You decide when to listen, when to thank it, and when to softly say, I am safe now. And in that truth, peace will find you. Chapter 6. Calming Anxiety. Imagine sitting in a quiet meadow at twilight. The sky is painted in shades of lavender and gold, and the air feels cool on your skin. Around you, the tall grasses sway gently, and you can hear the faint chorus of crickets beginning their nightly song. At first, everything feels still, but then, a small bird flutters suddenly from one branch to another, wings beating quickly, darting back and forth as if it cannot decide where to land. That bird is like anxiety, restless, uncertain, never fully still. Anxiety often arrives without invitation. Unlike fear, which usually has a clear cause, a sound in the dark, a shadow on the path, anxiety sometimes appears as a fog, shapeless and confusing. You may not know why your heart is racing, why your breath feels shallow, or why your thoughts keep circling the same what-ifs. It can feel like your whole inner world is buzzing, like a humming engine that won't switch off. But just as the little bird doesn't need punishment, neither do you. What the bird needs is gentleness, a place to land, a chance to rest. And that is what you can offer yourself when anxiety flutters inside you. Let's begin with the breath. Take a slow, gentle inhale, as if sipping air through a straw. Hold it for a moment, then let it out slowly, like releasing a balloon. Again, in, pause, out. Each breath is like smoothing the ruffled feathers of that anxious bird. With every exhale, you whisper to your body, you are safe now. Sometimes, anxiety tries to pull you into the future, painting pictures of things that haven't even happened yet. The mind loops and loops, creating stories about tomorrow or the next day. When this happens, you can bring yourself back to the present with a simple grounding practice. Look around wherever you are and notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This little exercise is like stepping firmly onto the earth again. It reminds you that you are here, not lost in tomorrow. Picture yourself lying down in the meadow now, letting the grass cradle you like a soft bed. The anxious bird has perched at your side, its chest still fluttering. You don't push it away. Instead, you let your hand rest gently nearby. "I know you're here," you say to the bird. "Thank you for trying to protect me. But let's rest now slowly." Its wings stop beating so wildly. It tucks itself down and grows still. This is what happens when you treat your anxiety with kindness. You realize it comes not because you are weak, but because you care. Anxiety is often born from love of safety, love of family, love of wanting life to turn out well. It is your heart saying, "I don't want to lose what matters." And while that tenderness is beautiful, it doesn't have to keep you awake at night. Sometimes, writing your worries down helps. Imagine pouring them into a journal like water from a heavy jug. Once they are on the page, they don't swirl around in your head quite so loudly. Or perhaps you like to picture them floating away on clouds. Each worry a little puff, drifting higher until it disappears. These small rituals tell your mind, you've been heard. Now you can rest. There will be nights when anxiety still lingers, buzzing like cicadas in the trees. On those nights, remind yourself that you don't have to solve everything before sleep. The world can wait. Problems can wait. Life can wait. Tonight is for rest, and rest alone. Imagine now that the meadow around you grows quieter. The stars begin to appear overhead. First one, then another, until the whole sky glimmers. The anxious bird, once so frantic, has nestled into the crook of your arm. Its breathing calm, its feathers smooth. The meadow is at peace, and so are you. Let this truth settle into your heart. Anxiety is not here to hurt you. It is only a signal that you long for safety, that you care deeply. And with each breath, each gentle practice, you remind yourself that safety is already here. You are safe in this moment. So rest, dear friend. Let the anxious bird sleep. Let the meadow embrace you. Let the stars keep watch above. Tonight you are held in calm, and tomorrow will rise gently to meet you. Chapter 7. Finding balance with excitement. Imagine standing at the edge of a river in spring. The snow on the mountains has melted, and the water rushes forward with dazzling force. It sparkles in the sunlight, loud and alive, crashing against rocks, leaping over small falls, tumbling with joy. That river is like excitement, bright, powerful, and sometimes so strong it sweeps you along faster than you're ready to go. Excitement is one of the most delightful emotions we have. It's the flutter in your chest when something wonderful is about to happen. It's the laughter that bursts out before you can stop it. It's the sparkle in your eyes when you talk about something you love. And yet, as thrilling as it is, excitement can also feel overwhelming. The racing thoughts, the restless body, the difficulty settling down enough to sleep. But excitement isn't something we need to tame or scold. It's a gift, like fireworks in the sky. The trick is learning how to admire the fireworks without being blinded by them, how to enjoy the river without being swept away. Think back to a time when you felt truly excited, maybe before a birthday party as a child, or the night before a big trip, or even waiting for a package you couldn't wait to open. Remember how your body felt, the butterflies in your stomach, the way your heart sped up, the restless energy in your arms and legs. That's your whole being saying, something wonderful is coming. But here's a gentle truth. Wonderful things don't disappear just because you slow down. You don't have to spend all your energy before they arrive. Instead, you can learn to savor excitement, to let it settle into you like sweet honey instead of buzzing like too much caffeine. Imagine yourself scooping a little water from that rushing river into a wooden bowl. You hold it carefully, watching the way the sunlight dances on its surface. You don't need to capture the whole river. Just this little bowlful is enough to enjoy. This is how gratitude works with excitement. By pausing to say, I am thankful for this moment, for this joy, for what's ahead, you turn excitement from a roaring flood into something you can hold, admire, and truly savor. Gratitude also helps excitement shift into calm anticipation. Instead of bouncing endlessly with, when will it happen? When will it happen? You can whisper, it's already here in my heart. Gratitude slows the pace, letting you feel joy without exhaustion. Another gentle truth is that excitement and anxiety often feel alike. Both bring racing thoughts, quickened breath, restless energy. The difference lies in the story we tell ourselves. Anxiety says, what if things go wrong? Excitement says, what if things go right? Learning to notice that difference can help you lean toward hope instead of fear. You might even smile and say, this isn't worry, this is joy dressed up in jitters. When excitement feels too strong to sleep, imagine it as a snow globe. You've just shaken it, and glitter swirls everywhere, dazzling, chaotic, impossible to follow. But if you set the globe gently down, the glitter begins to settle, slowly, beautifully. The sparkle doesn't disappear, it just becomes calm, easier to admire. This is what happens when you let your body rest, even while excitement is present. So if your heart is still racing, try placing your hand over your chest. Breathe slowly, as if you are rocking your excitement to sleep like a child. Say softly, I'm grateful for this joy. It can stay, but it can rest with me. Picture yourself now, lying in a soft meadow. The rushing river is still nearby, but instead of pulling you in, it sings gently as it flows. The grass cradles you. The stars overhead twinkle in rhythm with your breath. Excitement, once bouncing wildly, now curls up beside you like a happy puppy, still full of energy, but content to rest in your presence. This is the balance. Joy doesn't have to vanish in order for you to sleep. It can stay calm and glowing, like embers in a fire. It warms you, comforts you, and waits patiently for tomorrow. So, dear friend, if you find yourself too excited tonight about a dream, a trip, a hope, or something you can't even name, remember the river, the snow globe, the puppy at your side. Remember gratitude. Remember the gentle truth that joy is not in a hurry. It will still be there in the morning. And now you can rest, carrying that light safely into your dreams. Chapter 8. The gentle power of calm. Imagine a lake at dawn. The sky is pale pink, the first light of morning spreading like a soft watercolor across the horizon. Mist hovers above the surface, and the water is so still it mirrors the world perfectly. Every tree, every cloud, every bird. This, my friend, is what calm feels like. It is always there beneath the ripples of life, waiting quietly for you to return. Calm isn't loud or flashy. It doesn't push its way into your day. Instead, it waits patiently, like a faithful friend sitting on the porch, ready to welcome you home whenever you remember to visit. Most of us forget calm in the rush of daily life. We get swept up in noise, in screens, in endless lists of things to do. Our minds race, our hearts beat faster, and calm seems far away. But the truth is, calm is never gone. It's always beneath the surface, just like that still lake under the ripples. You don't have to create calm, you only have to allow it. Think of calm as honey slowly pouring from a spoon. It doesn't rush, it doesn't compete. It flows in its own time, steady and golden. And when it touches you, it sweetens everything it touches. Let's step into this calm together. Imagine yourself sitting under a great tree, its branches stretching wide, leaves rustling gently in the breeze. You lean back against its trunk and feel its strength supporting you. No matter what storms may come, this tree has stood for centuries, rooted deep into the earth. Calm is like those roots, steady, grounded, unshaken. Notice how calm feels in the body. When you breathe deeply, your shoulders drop a little, your chest softens, the muscles in your face relax, as if they've been waiting all day for permission to let go. Your breath becomes slower, like waves rolling gently onto the shore. Even your thoughts begin to drift, not disappearing, but floating past like clouds across the sky. Here's the thing about calm. It doesn't demand silence. You don't have to empty your mind completely. You don't have to sit perfectly still. Calm simply means you're not fighting yourself. You allow what is here to be here. You let thoughts come and go. You let feelings rise and fall. You trust that beneath all of it, you are steady. Calm is not weakness. In fact, calm is one of the strongest states you can hold. When anger shouts, calm listens. When fear panics, calm breathes. When the world rushes, calm chooses. Think of a captain steering a ship through a storm. Everyone else may be running and shouting, but the calm captain holds the wheel steady, guiding the ship towards safe waters. That is the quiet power of calm. And calm is not only for you. Your calm is a gift to others. Have you ever been upset, and then someone with a gentle presence sat beside you? They didn't need to say much. Their steadiness soothed you. Your calm can do the same. When you choose calm, it ripples outward like circles in water, touching everyone nearby. Practicing calm doesn't have to be complicated. It might be lighting a candle and watching its flame dance quietly. It might be sipping tea slowly, noticing the warmth travel down your throat. It might be standing outside at night, looking up at the stars and remembering how vast and peaceful the universe can feel. Each of these moments is a doorway into calm. And calm is always close, even in busy moments. Imagine yourself in the middle of a noisy street. Cars rush by, people chatter, lights flash. Even there, you can pause. You can take one deep breath. You can feel your feet on the ground. In that instant, calm returns. Not because the world grew quieter, but because you remembered the stillness within you. Tonight, as you rest, let calm be your companion. Picture it wrapping around you like a soft quilt, tucking you in, whispering, "You are safe. You can let go now." Even if thoughts drift in, even if feelings stir, calm stays. Like the deep part of the lake that never moves, calm is always yours. So if your mind begins to wander, picture yourself by that dawn lake again. The water mirrors the sky. The air is fresh and sweet. Birds begin to sing, not loudly, but gently, as if they too honor the stillness. You sit on the shore, breathing with the rhythm of the earth itself, and with each breath, you remember, calm is not far away. Calm is home. Chapter 9, Resilience and Emotional Growth. Picture a small green shoot pushing up through the cracks in a sidewalk. The concrete is heavy, unyielding, yet there it is, a fragile stem stretching toward the light. That, my friend, is resilience. It doesn't shout, it doesn't boast, it simply grows, quietly, steadily, no matter what stands in its way. Resilience is often misunderstood. People sometimes think it means never falling, never breaking, never feeling pain. But resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It's about moving through it and continuing on. It's not the absence of struggle, but the gentle strength that blooms because of it. Think of the times in your life when you felt overwhelmed by emotions. Maybe sadness sat heavy on your chest, or fear tangled your thoughts, or anger boiled in your body. In those moments, you may have felt like you couldn't go on. And yet, you did. You woke up the next morning. You took another breath. You carried yourself forward, even if it was only one small step. That is resilience. Imagine walking through a forest after a storm. Branches are scattered on the ground, leaves torn from the trees. It looks like chaos, but if you look closer, you'll notice something beautiful. The trees still stand. Their roots buried deep have held firm. Some may be scarred or bent, but they remain alive, reaching for the sun. Our hearts are much the same. Life's storms may bruise us, but resilience is the root system that keeps us grounded. Emotional growth comes from these storms. Without sadness, we might never fully understand the depth of love. Without fear, we might never recognize the courage it takes to move forward anyway. Without anger, we might never find the strength to protect what matters most. Each emotion, even the hard ones, waters the soil of our growth. Think about a time when you faced something difficult, a loss, a disappointment, a challenge that felt too big. At the time, it may have seemed unbearable. But now, looking back, you might see how that moment shaped you, how it carved strength into your being, how it deepened your compassion. Growth often hides inside of struggle, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Resilience doesn't always look dramatic. Often, it is quiet, almost invisible. It's the student who tries again after failing a test. It's the parent who apologizes after losing their temper. It's the friend who shows up even when they're tired. These small acts of returning, of choosing again, are the essence of resilience. And here's something gentle to remember. Resilience isn't about being tough all the time. Sometimes resilience is soft. It's letting yourself rest when you're weary. It's allowing tears to fall instead of holding them back. It's saying, I don't know what comes next, but I'll take one step at a time. Strength is not only in standing tall, it's also in knowing when to kneel down, when to lean on others, when to let yourself be held. In relationships, resilience shines through compassion. When you've been kind to your own struggles, it becomes easier to be kind to the struggles of others. You recognize yourself in their tears, their laughter, their fears. Resilience makes you gentler, more patient, more connected. It is the thread that ties us together, reminding us that everyone is carrying their own storms and their own quiet strength. As you lie here tonight, reflect on your own resilience. Think of the moments when you thought you couldn't continue, but you did. Think of the times when you felt broken, but you grew stronger in the cracks. You may not always notice your growth while it's happening, but like the green shoot pushing through the sidewalk, it is there, rising toward the light. Resilience tells you this: you're not defined by what has happened to you, but by how you continue to grow in its aftermath. You are not fragile glass waiting to shatter. You are living wood, flexible, rooted, able to bend without breaking. Every storm you have faced has shaped you into the person you are tonight. Wiser, softer, stronger than before. And as you drift into sleep, imagine yourself as that little shoot of green, rising through the cracks, reaching for the sun. No matter the weight of the day, your inner strength continues to guide you upward. Growth is not loud, it is not fast, but it is steady, and it is yours. So rest now in the gentle truth. You are resilient, you are growing, and tomorrow, no matter what comes, you will rise again. Chapter 10. A dreamy closing meditation. Take a deep, slow breath in and let it drift gently out. One more time, in and out. Feel your body resting more deeply with each exhale, like waves softly kissing the shore and then retreating back into the sea. You've walked through a gentle journey tonight, meeting your emotions, understanding their voices, and discovering the resilience that carries you forward. Now it is time to set everything down. No more work to do, no more thoughts to chase, only rest. Imagine yourself lying in a quiet meadow under the night sky. The grass is soft beneath you, the air cool against your skin. Above, stars scatter like lanterns across velvet, each one glowing with a gentle, steady light. The moon rises slowly, casting its silver glow, wrapping you in its calm embrace. This meadow is your sanctuary. Around you are all the emotions you've met along this journey. Anger glowing like embers in a fire, sadness flowing gently like a stream, joy sparkling like fireflies, fear standing as a watchful oak tree, calm spreading like moss beneath your feet, resilience rooting deep into the soil. They are all here, but tonight they are quiet, at peace, resting with you. You don't need to control them. You don't need to change them. Just let them sit nearby, like trusted companions keeping watch while you drift into sleep. They understand. They are patient. They know this is your time to rest. Now, imagine a river of dreams flowing at the edge of the meadow. Its surface shimmers under the moonlight, smooth and welcoming. You step gently into the water and feel yourself float, effortlessly carried along. The river knows where you need to go. You don't have to guide it. You don't have to steer. You simply allow yourself to drift. Each ripple carries away the weight of the day. Worries dissolve into mist. Thoughts soften and fade. What remains is only peace, vast, steady, and endless. As you float, you feel lighter, as if your body is no longer bound by gravity. You are held by the river, cradled by the stars, protected by the night. Every part of you, mind, body, and heart, is safe. Here in this stillness, let yourself surrender. Let the night carry you where you need to go. Let dreams open their doors and invite you in. And as you close your eyes fully now, know this truth. You are safe. You are loved. You are enough. Sleep deeply, my friend. Sleep peacefully. Sleep with the knowing that tomorrow will bring new light, and you will meet it with the same gentle strength that lives in you now. Good night.